Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Lisa Mateo. We're joined by Bailey Lipschultz. Bailey, what are you looking at here?
Yeah, I want to start with the best performer in the S&P 500. That is General Motors, ticker GM. Right now up 14%. Best day since March 2020 and on pace to close at an all-time high. The company rallying after it boosted its full-year earnings per share guidance well above what Wall Street was looking for. Citi calling out that the company is, quote, turning the big ship faster. We saw management talk up the fact that they are dialing back their investments in EVs. They saw not only strong demand for some of their trucks and other vehicles, but also price increases. So passing along those costs. And also we saw management talk about tariff mitigations, actions to walk back some impacts of that. Obviously, GM, a U.S. company, so kind of leaning into that America First rhetoric that we've heard from the White House, but seeming to play out again for GM ticker. GM up 14%, again, on pace for a record close.
Bailey, you also had some good news from Coca Cola. Apparently the sugar-free ones are doing pretty well for the company.
The sugar-free ones are doing well. The diet sodas are also doing well. Coca Cola, ticker KO, right now up just under 4%. So one of the top 10 performers in the S&P 500. Biggest intraday move since February. This came after the company's organic sales growth came in stronger than Wall Street was looking for. As you mentioned, Lisa, we saw the company kind of talking up the demand for their sugar-free soda. We saw strength for their regular Diet Coke and Coke flagship Coke products. One thing that was interesting was weakness for their dairy and juice products. So certainly something to keep an eye on. Analysts calling out that part of that is driven by capacity constraints in North America. But broadly speaking, Wall Street quite optimistic on the company. And again, another example of a company that was able to raise prices. So maybe not seeing as much case growth, but also seeing consumers willing to pay up for premium brands, or at least perceived premium brands, with Coca-Cola, Coke, sugar-free, as well as Diet Coke.
So there's another company that seems to be doing well or adjusting to the world of tariffs.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also going to keep an eye on a stock of RTX, trades under the ticker RTX. This is formerly known as Raytheon, right now up 9.7%, on pace to close at its own all-time high, up the most since July. Second best performer in the S&P 500. The company talking about their strength for earnings, their robust backlog, as management called it. Revenues better than analysts were expecting. Notable upside, according to the folks over at Vertical, with their jet engine division. So really seeing some of the tailwinds playing out for more defensive stocks. Obviously a straight up defensive company in RTX, but also the likes of GM and Coca-Cola in a day that the S&P 500 is essentially flat. So kind of the other companies stepping up on a day when we're seeing, some of the recent high flyers pulling back, whether that's in riskier spaces like quantum computing or kind of a Mag 7 NASDAQ 100 that's not doing quite what investors might have been hoping for after what was a pretty strong Monday.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.